What's up guys, Salty here with some gameplay video. We have the finals match from my locals. We have yellow Yamato on the left and yellow Katakuri on the right. The Katakuri player is going first, and he's going to start us off by just dropping down a pudding, looking at the top four, getting some card search going, trying to decide what to grab. Ends up grabbing a brulee, and usually you want to see your brulee in life, but that is still a fine grab. And the Yamato player is going to just add 2 Dawn and pass. And the Katakuri player is just going to swing for 9,000, looks at his top life, moves it to the bottom, saving it for later. And then, yeah, onto the Yamato player. They swing for 6,000 with their leader. Probably going to just drop down a Sparrow or something like that. The Katakuri player takes it. And yeah, we see that Sparrow come out. And the Katakuri player now is actually on a really good curve for what the Yamato player is trying to do, because now he can swing 7 and he can play a 4 cost. Any 4 costs that he wants, such as a vanilla or cracker or something, and we see him drop down the cracker here. So if you're the Katakuri player, you're feeling a little good in this position, but you know the Yamato player is about to go to 2 life, which is a little scary. Overall, if I am the Yamato player, I just want to make sure that I am remembering that 10 cost Big Mom exists, because we know we don't have a lot of removal, and the Katakuri player can always just grind me out with that card. So yeah, he's just going to go ahead and attach a Dawn and swing for 6 at the Katakuri. The Katakuri player is just going to 2k counter out of it. He's going to swing for 5 with the Sparrow. Katakuri is just going to take this. No reason not to, really. You're at 4 life. You have plenty of heal going on. And then establishing a Sanji feels really strong here. We really want to make sure that we see as many blockers as possible against the Big Mom. That's just generally a good strategy, especially if they're high cost blockers, because it's just a struggle to deal with them other than just thunderbolting your own life, which, you know, is risky. He's going to swing 5 at the Sparrow with the cracker. The Yamato player is going to counter into that, but I think honestly that's probably just a mistake. I think you just want to let it die, and then you just let him swing into your life and just get down to your 6k threshold. So I think that was honestly a bit of a mistake. He's still deciding what to grab here. And also interesting that I see some people not even running the, Big Mom engine in this, because you have the new Yamato now, but it kind of makes sense still. Katakuri player is just going to go ahead and drop down a 6 cost 8k vanilla Sparrow. Very strong play. Very annoying to remove with no matter what color you are. 8k stat line's hard to deal with, as well as the 6 cost, very annoying. Yamato player just thinking here on what they want to do on their turn. If you're in this position, you probably want to deal with that cracker potentially, because if the Katakuri player takes the life, they can cracker into you, and that is not what you want to be at. Looks like he's going to swing 7 into it, which is definitely the smart choice. Definitely what I would have done. Don't want that cracker to stick around. Sparrow is obviously a threat. I don't think yellow has really a great way to deal with it other than like Katakuri, the 8 cost. So he's just going to go ahead and add a card to his hand off the pudding, and then he's going to go ahead and establish a cracker of his own, which is actually a really strong play here, because now the Katakuri player is forced to swing into their life while the Yamato player has a Dawn on it. So he's going to go up to that 6k threshold, which is very strong. Unfortunately, the Sparrow kind of negates that. He's probably going to have to block with a Sanji here. He is 1 Dawn away from Big Mom going first on the 9 Dawn turn. So we'll have to see how the Katakuri player plays this. He is just going to go ahead and drop out an 8 cost Katakuri, and he's going to put his pudding back into life. This actually is really strong when you're ahead. It is a little risky though, because now you're making your Katakuri weaker than the cracker. So now the cracker can go ahead and swing for double attack. A little risky, but honestly, when you're this far ahead in the matchup, you probably are willing to take that risk. And even if even if he swings into your life for twice, you're probably not going to die, because you know that next turn you can just draw 10 cost Big Mom. And I think that's the struggle with this matchup, is you are just aching to deal with the 10 cost Big Mom, and you don't have a lot of ways. He's going to swing for 9 into double attack life, and he's just gonna take it, and he triggers hitting a cracker. That's pretty strong right here. Discarding probably the brulee that he got earlier. And now I say, if you're the Yamato player, you are in a rough spot, because now Big Mom just kind of messes up your whole game plan, and you don't really have any outs to it. Their board has just unfortunately gotten too big, and you kind of just have to clear it at this point. Your best bet is probably just to swing into this Parasparrow, and even then he probably just counters out of it because it looks like he has a lot of cards in hand.
Honestly, yeah. So he's just gonna go ahead and swing into the Parasparrow. But honestly, thinking about it now, I think that is a giant mistake. I think really what you need to do this turn is you want to swing 7 with your Sanji, and then you want to swing like 9. You could even go like you have enough Dawn, right? So you could probably just go 9-9, get them down to 0, and then now if they Big Mom, they're actually in a really rough spot because they go to 1, but then they have to focus on clearing your board, which means you have a chance of actually coming out of this game on top. Whereas I think now swinging into the Parasparrow, you essentially guarantee that they kill you. So yeah, if I'm the Katakuri player, now I just focus on clearing his board, and I know just let 10 cost Big Mom do the rest.
Swinging for 5 with his leader is a giant indicator that he probably has the 10 cost Big Mom, and then he's also just going to go ahead and swing with Cracker for 5. So he probably has it. He's probably just pushing in aggressively. I mean, we see the Katakuri player is doing what his deck wants to do. You know, he's curving out very well. Very strong curve. I think Katakuri in this meta is just really strong because not a lot of decks can really deal with its curve. And the best way to, you know, beat it is just by killing it before it gets to 10 cost Big Mom. And unfortunately, not a lot of decks can do that right now. So this deck is definitely very strong for sure. And the Yamato player is in a really rough spot. You need to clear board, but you also have nothing to clear board with. You just have 2 puddings and a Sanji, and you don't really want to swing the Sanji because you need a blocker for the Big Mom. And yeah, this is definitely looking rough. I think, honestly, if I'm the Yamato player here, I am just going to swing aggressively, try and get the Katakuri player down to, like, 1 life, and try and kill them on the following turn with my Sanji or with the whatever body I establish, and hopefully I just have enough counter in hand to not die. Unfortunately, that play would leave you vulnerable to a 10 cost Big Mom, but I think if they 10 cost Big Mom, you're kind of dead no matter what in this situation. And that's just the reason why this matchup is so rough for you, because you just play out all your 10-drop Big Moms, and then you just kill the Yamato player here. So we'll see what he does. It does look like he's going to drop down a Parasparrow. So he does have at least a shot of winning if the Katakuri player does not have the 10-cost Big Mom. But Katakuri player thinking a bit, he probably does have it. And yep, there we go. You can see he plays down the 10-cost Big Mom. And I mean, this game is basically wrapped up as far as the Yamato player is concerned. We even see him like about to scoop, and then he's like, I'll play it out for camera. So he's a nice guy, Marcus. And then, yeah, you can see that he is able to counter out of this entire turn and then block out. But yeah, he is still definitely dead on the following turn, and you have 4 life as the Katakuri player. There's just nothing you can do. And yeah, the Katakuri takes it home. Yeah, Katakuri without Whitebeard being as prevalent in the meta is definitely a very strong deck, and it is honestly kind of a gatekeeper. A lot of decks just cannot deal with the 10 cost Big Mom, and they don't have enough blockers to not die to it. So yeah, Katakuri is a very strong deck. I like seeing the Yamato deck, and yeah, congrats to Marcus, who went 3-0 in the finals.